Hello, in this video I'm going to show you my LJN action figure collection. Starting with the greatest legend of all time, Hulk Hogan. This is one of my favorite figures because he started it all with the wrestling craze, Hulkamania, and this is a great figure. Moving on. Andre the Giant. You all know, this is the very first Andre the Giant action figure. This is about the only... There was 3 versions of Andre the Giant. The short-haired version and the black singlet. But I only have this version. Moving on. Roddy Piper. He was the originator antagonist. He feuded with Cyndi Lauper, Captain Lou Albano, and Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Who can forget the infamous coconut incident on Piper's Pit? Moving on. Big John Studd. He was one of the wrestling's biggest men in the world. He had legendary battles with Dusty Rhodes, Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Butch Reed, and I believe he fought Jerry Lawler in Memphis once. Moving on. Jimmy Superfly Snuka. This man went on to feud with a legendary feuds with Bob Backlund, Rowdy Piper. He came to the WWE in early 1982 as a heel. He was the most hated man in that year. But in July 1982, he became a fan favorite. Rest in peace, brother. Next. Jesse the Body Ventura. This is one of my all-time favorite figures. As you all know, he became a commentator and did movies with Arnold Schwarzenegger, such as The Running Man and Predator. And he went on to become a commentator in WCW. And he went on to become governor of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Next. The wily Texan, Terry Funk. Terry Funk, this man had legendary battles with Dusty Rhodes, Harley Race, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan. I met this man back in 2005. He's a great guy, and he did movies with Sylvester Stallone, Over the Top, and he was also in Roadhouse with the late Patrick Swayze. Great wrestler, great actor. Moving next. King Kong Bundy, the Atlantic City Annihilator, from Atlantic City, New Jersey. He was one of wrestling's biggest men. He had a legendary steel cage match with Hulk Hogan. He had battles with Jerry Lawler, top rivalry in Memphis, Dusty Rhodes, Kerry Von Erich, and Andre the Giant. Next, the JYD, the Junkyard Dog. He was the top African-American superstar. He went on to feud with great lists as Harley Race, Butch Reed, Dino Bravo, Hercules Hernandez, the One Man Gang, and he fought Ric Flair for the World Heavyweight title in 1990. Moving on. One of my least favorite figures, Billy Jack Haynes. He only competed in one WrestleMania against Hercules Hernandez. He fought Harley Race. There's the back of his trunks, Oregon. Very not so great figure. Alright. Moving on. Another one of my favorites. The Magnificent Morocco. As you all know, Mr. Morocco fought Hulk Hogan. He even ate a meatball sub sandwich in a match. And he had the infamous steel cage match with Jimmy Superfly Snuka in 1983 in Madison Square Garden. Alright, moving on. This legend, George the Animal Steele. We all know he had matches with Adrian Adonis, and he had a feud with Macho Man Randy Savage that was legendary over Elizabeth. He also fought Bob Backlund a couple of times. He fought Hulk Hogan in 1984. And I think he wrestled Andre the Giant in Toronto. I'm not sure about that. Move on, move on. Another one of my favorite figures. Randy Orton's dad, Cowboy Bob Orton. As you all know, Bob Orton was bodyguard to Roddy Piper at Don Morocco. And he played a role in WrestleMania 1 and 2. And he fought Hulk Hogan. I think he even fought Ric Flair, if I'm not mistaken. One of my other favorites of all time, Hercules Hernandez. He competed against Ricky Steamboat in WrestleMania 2. WrestleMania 3, he fought Billy Jack Haynes in a full Nelson match. He fought the Ultimate Warrior in WrestleMania 4. Fought Haku in WrestleMania 5. I believe his last single match at WrestleMania was against Earthquake. And a year later, he teamed with Paul Roman at WrestleMania 7 and lost to the Road Warriors. Moving on. Ken Patera. This man teamed with Big John Studd and was managed by Bobby the Brain Heenan. Fought Hulk Hogan and was even involved in the infamous Andre the Giant haircut match with Big John Studd. And he fought Andre the Giant a couple of times. He returned to the WWE in 1987 as a fan favorite. Next, one of my least favorite action figures, Outback Jack. He never competed in a WrestleMania or SummerSlam. I have no idea why WWE even made a figure of him. This is Corporal Kirshner. He only competed in one WrestleMania against Nikolai Volkov. Competed on Saturday night's main event, but like late 1986, 1987, he became a jobber. His WWE career went downfall. Okay, moving on. I just had Hillbilly. Tito Santana, two-time Intercontinental Champion. Won the title from Don Morocco, lost it to Greg the Hammer Valentine, and won it back from Greg the Hammer Valentine. He lost it to Macho Man Randy Savage. He teamed with Rick Martel to become tag team champions of Strikeforce. Next, Bruno Sammartino. Held the WWF title for 8 years. Lost it to Superstar Billy Graham in controversial fashion. He returned to the wrestling in 1984, wrestled for around 86, 87, and just left. This is one of my rarest. The $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. He feuded with Jake the Snake Roberts, Hulk Hogan, Roddy Piper. He became a manager towards the end of his career. Legendary man. Next, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. He competed in WrestleMania 1 with Roddy Piper against Hulk Hogan and Mr. T in the main event. But they lost that match. He competed in WrestleMania 2 against Don Morocco. And they double count out. After that, he turned heel against Hulk Hogan. 1987, he turned fan favorite again and just dropped out of sight. Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Former tag team champion with Bret the Hitman Hart. The Hart Foundation were the greatest tag team of all time. They beat the Killer Bees, the Rougeaus, the British Bulldogs, all the top great tag teams. This is my Vince McMahon action figure. This was one of the very first Vince McMahon action figures ever made. LJN did a good job making him. Alright, hold on. The Iron Sheik defeated Bob Backlund for the WWE title. Lost it to Hulk Hogan a month later. I watched a documentary about this guy. He's a great man in real life. Now I'm going to show you the Iron Sheik's tag team partner, Nikolai Volkov. As you all know, Mr. Volkov became a fan favorite in 1990. He feuded with Sergeant Slaughter, but the feud didn't go so well. Alright. Adorable Adrian Adonis, one of my least favorite figures. Mr. Adonis had a great feud with Roddy Piper. If you guys check that out on YouTube, and he also teamed with Jesse Ventura as the East-West Connection. Alright, hold on, y'all. Brutus Beefcake. As you all know, he teamed with Greg the Hammer Valentine to win the tag team titles. He had a successful singles run as Brutus the Barber Beefcake. This is one of my other favorite figures. There's the back, here's the front. Alright, move on. Okay. One of my other favorite figures, Macho Man Randy Savage. Part of the Mega Powers, had a great manager, Miss Elizabeth. This man is one of the best wrestlers of all time. He had a tremendous match at WrestleMania with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, WrestleMania 3. Here's another one of my all-time favorite, Jake the Snake Roberts. He feuded with the likes of Ricky Steamboat, Honky Tonk Man, Ronnie Garvin, Barry Windham in Florida. He also had a minor feud with Ricky Steamboat. He had a minor feud with Hulk Hogan, which I'd love to see those matches.